Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to episode 289 of the We Can't Wrestle podcast. The brothers Max and here with you. I'm Nate. That's Aaron.
Hello, everybody.
And we welcome you to another one of our It Came From YouTube episodes. This week, discussing another AWA show. We did AWA last week with the deal from, what was that, 86?
The Brawl in St. Paul.
The Brawl in St. Paul. This one is very strange because it's the AWA. There's a lot of strange here, but it's the AWA in Massachusetts. August 16th, 1985. It is AWA Wrestling for a Cure. It is a benefit for the MDA.
Which is a good cause.
It is a great cause. And I joked with Aaron, it's like wrestling hosted by the Rotary Club as we go through this show. It's like, but anyways, they're in Boston, Massachusetts. I believe it's at a university. I guess I didn't write it down. My bad. 8/16/85.
The arena is the Matthews Arena. It's we'll just call it the Massachusetts University. I don't fucking know. But they did honestly have a pretty good turnout. Like the building wasn't empty. So, I mean, there was that.
Yeah, there was that.
And the main play-by-play guy, if you want to call him that, was some guy named Eddie Alderman. And he did mention that front row seats were $100. Obviously, like it's corporate people or whatever donating to the cause, but yeah. So this is basically a bought show.
One of my biggest surprises of it was I was really surprised, especially since it was like a charity show, that there was. And this doesn't spoil anything, folks. This is 41 years ago, and we're going to talk about the show. But I was just surprised there was no Vern Gagne there.
Yeah, he gets mentioned, but yeah, Vern, he's not on it.
But the guy that does the intro is a guy named Lee Webb. I assume a local newsman.
I looked him up. Yeah, he was like a newsman, and he did other things like around the Boston area, and was he was a news guy and did stuff with like the church organizations in Boston and all that. Yeah, all these guys are news and media type people from around the area.
The other guy, the roving reporter dork, his name is Mike Lynch. He's another.
See, I didn't catch his name, so I just kept writing him down as Bill Burr's uncle. Because he was like a red-haired guy from Boston. And it was like kind of belligerent at times. So I'm like, that's Bill Burr's uncle.
Mike Lynch is the guy. He's the roving reporter, if you will, the mean Gene Okerlund of this event. And on commentary, we have the amazing team of Killer Kowalski and Peter Griffin. The man I actually didn't even write the guy's name down. I just called him Peter Griffin the entire show because he sounds like Peter Griffin.
He's Eddie Alderman.
Alderman. All right.
So they have this guy, and then they have Killer Kowalski. It's like, oh, here's a great idea. Let's have Killer Kowalski on headset. This guy that always sounds like he has cotton balls in his mouth.
Yeah, this shit was making me beg for Rod Trongard.
and you know how there's like, I don't know. Yeah, there's like those like wrestlers from back in the day or whatever. And that you're like, oh, this guy's a legend. And you can like respect what he did, you know, at the time of his career, but just when you go back and look at it, you're like, I just don't see it and I don't get it. Like, I don't know. Like, who's a guy like that for you that like people are like, oh, I'm a huge fan, and then you're just like, eh.
Yeah. Ronnie Garvin.
Okay.
I'll use Ronnie
How's he
Garvin.
Okay. I'm gonna use Killer Kowalski. Like I understand that he trained guys and he was a legend and everybody like he was like a knight from everything I heard. He was like a great guy in the locker room and highly respected. But it's like I just don't get it.
I think he
I thought
just
he
be.
was I thought
I
he was
think
boring and
he was one of those guys, because so through the 50s and 60s, he kind of established himself as an early, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an establishment, like he was just an established part, like Haystacks Calhoun. Haystacks Calhoun matches didn't burn down the house, but he just you know what I'm saying? Like he was more of a name than he was necessarily an in-ring talent. And for his
I know he looked
time,
different than everybody else.
yeah, I was going to say, for like, you watch some of
yeah.
the stuff with him from like the 60s, he's so much larger than everybody else. And I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, definitely, we've talked about it before on the show. I remember the first time I watched Bruno Sammartino versus Killer Kowalski, and it's like, it's a big draw. It's a big draw at the Garden. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I don't even how to, like, when I say this, like, sometimes when I hear like Ric Flair be like, "Oh, and I saw Bruno Sammartino," I'm like, "Ugh, this guy's the big star." It's like there's Bruno Sammartino matches that I've watched. I'm like, this motherfucker when he was in there with somebody that could go. You know what I mean? Like
Sammartino and Stan Hansen.
Yeah, like I like Bruno Sammartino, but I don't like Bruno Sammartino versus Killer Kowalski. This shit's boring. Like I thought about it even more with Bruno, and I know we're supposed to be talking about this show, but like an angle that doesn't get talked about anymore, and I think it might be just because of like the time frame it was in and everything. Like I always thought I've been watching like old superstars, and that made me think about it again. Like the Bruno Sammartino the little mini Bruno Sammartino Macho Man feud was fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then like him and Savage had some good shit in the ring, and I don't know, but yeah. And he said, like you said, like Bruno and Killer Kowalski. Oh, this was the great win. No, those matches sucked. Shit was boring. But anyway, horrible idea for a commentator, and the fact that he's wearing his wig with his like
big pimp sunglasses.
Yeah, this big pimp sunglasses. It's like, what's happening?
Yes, I'll tell you this right now, Peter Griffin.
I will tell you something, Peter Griffin. This is going to be a great night of wrestling action, Peter Griffin.
They show Sergeant Slaughter's several fans say the Pledge of Allegiance, an instrumental of the Star Spangled Banner, and then this Lee Webb guy pretends he was crying, and he says that was very emotional.
Yeah.
It's like, listen here, buddy. You're lame.
I was okay.
Then Mike Lynch is in the back. He's going to interview Larry Zbyszko because the opening match of the show is going to be Larry Zbyszko versus Bob Backlund. Zbyszko made me laugh here.
Yeah, sorry.
He says, Backlund, you're not going to get an interview with Backlund because he's an illiterate person. And he says he's gonna beat Backlund's buns.
Yes. And you can tell it's a AWA show, but it's not an AWA show because they repeatedly say that Bob Backlund is a former WWF heavyweight champion. Yes. I don't see them doing that if it was like AWA.
Proper,
like, oh, Bob Backlund. Yeah, they would. I mean, they might have said, "Oh, world champion," you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they had to put this guy. They had to put Bob on it and say WWF champion Bob Backlund's gonna be here, so people would want to donate money to go see it.
And this was, let me see if my timing is correct. I'm pretty sure that this was the time of, it was, of Pro Wrestling USA, where Vern and Jerry Lawler and Jerry Jarrett and all them were kind of working together. Even Ole Anderson and Jim Crockett Jr. were working together to kind of face off against Vince. So I don't even know if Backlund, like you said, I don't know if Backlund's booking would have been through the AWA or if he was just there because he was in this Pro Wrestling USA thing, because I know they had a TV show. But anyway, this is
Oh, good. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's Bob Backlund versus Larry Zbyszko, so it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like, it's none of these guys are gonna have a bad match. The referee was like odd looking. I'm like, what is referee? Like, did you even notice the referee?
I didn't.
Well, if you go back and look at it, I'm like, who does this referee looks like somebody, and like he looked like Olive Oil from Popeye. Like if you put like a mustache on Olive Oil, that's what I was like. That's what this referee looks like. It's like Olive Oil. But anyway, it would have been funnier if you would have noticed him. While the match is going on, they talk about Bob Backlund, and they say some weird shit. Like, he apparently loves hugging and kissing the little kids and hanging out at the YMCA and boys club. It's like, what?
Yeah,
don't say that.
That's enough.
Yeah. And then when I knew this Adelman dude was going to be a party, was Zbyszko gets hit by Bob Backlund, and this guy's like, Peter Griffin is like, oh, he's got him on Queer Street. I'm like, okay, this guy's going to be a party.
This is I actually have that. It's funny. I have that exact note down. It says Peter Griffin says Larry Zbyszko's on Queer Street.
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
no, he's in Queersville. I'm sorry, he's in Queersville.
I'm sure he said Queer Street too, because I wrote Queer Street.
Okay,
so he might have said Queersville and Queer Street. So he doubled down, man.
But
Homo Avenue and
the match itself is like, I mean, it's very much they don't really get too fired up because it's only like 6 minutes long, but it's good for what it is. Zbyszko and Backlund, it's a WWF style match, and unless you have any specific, I don't have any other specific stuff written down about the match itself. I mean, it's just, there's headlocks and there's, some Backlund fires up against Zbyszko for a little bit and gets put on Queersville, Queer Street.
Yeah. And then Zbyszko tosses Backlund over the top rope, and Backlund wins by disqualification. And for some reason, that Alderman guy, it's like, I don't know why there was a disqualification. There's no disqualification over the top rope in Boston, in Massachusetts. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just go with it.
Yeah. There's a few times during this event where I'm like, these people that are around, these local people are not doing a good job helping put over the wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Aaron said, over the top rope disqualification. Peter Griffin says there is no over the top rope disqualification in Massachusetts. But the decision stands. Olive Oil has spoken.
Yes.
We got Peter Griffin. We got Olive Oil.
Bill Burr's uncle now interviews the Road Warriors about their upcoming match with the Long Riders. I know you like them. I don't like that family.
Yeah, I know. I actually wrote down on my notes. Aaron and I will disagree on the Long Riders, but what I will say is Scott Irwin's promo on this show stunk. He kind of rambled on and on. And actually, it seemed like they were in a very distracting area to be doing promos anyway. If you notice, like there was like a lot of like noise and like there's one point where this interviewer guy, and I think it's at this point because they do the interview with the Road Warriors, and then they show Jerry Lewis do a little thing about the MDA. And then they do the interview with.
Hold on. Sorry. I did do something because I didn't know how much we would get out of this show. So, like you said, Bill Burr's uncle interviews the Road Warriors about the Long Riders, and then we get a commercial break. And I love when old wrestling keeps the commercials, like when people don't cut the commercials.
Yeah.
So this first round of commercials are for AT&T long distance. And then Snuggles the bear shows up. And I was like, I completely forgot about the Snuggle Bear. But he shows up. He's all feminine. And then we get a commercial for Toyota trucks. And then we get a commercial for Sprint long distance. Sprint apparently has the cheapest long distance rates around. So it's kind of maybe the commercials kind of dated it a little bit, which is fun. So anyway. Like you said, Jerry Lewis puts over wrestling in the MDA. He's kind of like the Killer Kowalski of old school comedy for me. It's like, nah, I don't get it.
Hey, lady.
I am a mentally challenged guy. Yeah, whatever. I don't think you're funny, Jerry Lewis.
This interview with the Long Riders. Okay, so this shit goes south because, like I said, folks, this is a strange interview area. So you accidentally see Paul Ellering on camera. So then this announcer guy, who is not a wrestling guy, starts going on about how the Road Warriors, why won't the Road Warriors come over there and go face to face with the Long Riders, which is not, you're not supposed to know that the Road Warriors are just standing there. But this guy's like, why won't they come and fight you? So then Scott Irwin has to improvise and call them the Road Runners or some shit, and it just goes off the fucking rails. It totally throws Scott Irwin's rhythm off, you can tell. Because,
because it's being ran by people that have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, but this guy's like, the Road Warriors are standing right there. Jesus Christ.
Why won't they do anything? It's like, well, everybody's drunk. That's why. People running this, everybody's drunk. And then we get some more commercials. We get the Wagner Power Painter.
That one actually made me laugh. Because it was like Bill's boat, 38 minutes. Bob's deck, 29 minutes. Bertha's kitchen wall, 19 minutes. I don't know. I thought it was funny. It wasn't even supposed to be funny, but it was funny.
Oh, it was funny. It's also like the Wagner Power Painter. Like when I saw it, I'm like, that's like it's almost like a Betty Crocker cookbook, or those like orange and brown like food containers that had like the push top things on them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like those were in everybody's house. Like everybody in America had a Wagner Power Painter. Like I could just I always remember like the red or the yellow and black Wagner Power. Everybody fucking had one. And then it's a Budweiser commercial with the Clydesdale horses. They've been using them forever. Then Tom McCain. I don't know if that was a car commercial or what, because it was something that was in Massachusetts, so I don't remember. And then a commercial for Plymouth cars, which those haven't been around since what, probably like 91. So, yeah.
One that you'll bring it up later, but I just want to bring it up now that I noticed or that I'm thinking about it. One that surprised me during the commercial breaks on this one was I was like, damn, TJ Maxx has been around a minute. Like retail companies come and go, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn,
they're still in business.
There's some fucking staying power to TJ Maxx.
Yeah. There's always sturdy built women that need business suits, man. I'll never go out of style.
Well, yeah, the next match is for the AWA World Tag Team Championships. It's the Road Warriors, of course, against the Long Riders. I wrote down here it's not much of a match. Actually,
could it be?
They started off before the ring announcer's even done.
The ring announcer actually like legitimately got bumped. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He didn't get out of the ring in time, and the fucking Road Warriors don't give a fuck. They didn't give a shit if they broke that fucking guy's neck. And like, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do our fucking jobs, man. But yeah, they bumped that motherfucker. Knocked his ass off the ring. It's like he doesn't come back for a long time. Like he's not back till like the last match. Like they send some other fucking Rotary Club member out there.
Man, I don't know who did that.
Anyway,
my note has here. I don't know who did the leg drop, but somebody did a leg drop, and Peter Griffin called it a tushy sit.
He's a fucking idiot.
Got him with a tushy sit.
Yeah, fucking
moron. Anyway, the Road Warriors win this thing.
I missed it. I wrote one of your lines in there. I was like, the Long Riders can go kick rocks. For names that go kick rocks before. So I wrote that. Like Road Warriors jumpstart the match. The Long Riders can go kick rocks. Winners, the Road Warriors.
Okay, Long Riders, tell your story walking, punk.
Yeah. Fucking morons.
Then after Animal
looking motherfuckers.
After Animal wins Scott for the win, Peter Griffin says that the Road Warriors have defeated the Pale Riders.
Yeah.
Like you said, this guy is a fucking adventure.
Yes. And then we get
notice neither one of us have any lines from Killer Kowalski because you don't know what the fuck he's saying the whole time.
Yeah. I have no idea what he's saying.
He's just a run-on sentence.
Yeah. His whole commentary is like an early ECW arena promo.
Oh, when they're on the microphone.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. And then we get commercials for Fava Shoes, which is a local shoe company, but their commercial is like Fava Shoes, like whatever. Oldsmobile, which I don't think they make Oldsmobiles anymore, do they?
I don't think so.
Do they still make Oldsmobiles? I don't know. And Budweiser again.
Yes.
And then a commercial for DHL, which I worked with a guy. I'm not gonna say his name, even though the statute of limitations has run out on this. But I worked with this guy, and he was talking one day. We were talking about like he was coming up on his anniversary with his wife, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like the same age, and his wife had like a really nice like engagement ring. I was like, man, how were you able to afford that? And he's like, like, what was that? He goes, I used to work for DHL, and sometimes we just rip packages open and check them as lost.
Just out with it, huh?
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, I ripped a package open. There was a really nice ring in it. So I'm like, that's what I made my wife. Like, oh my God. He just stole some fucking rain that was being shipped through DHL. I'm like, okay. Says, you ever tell your wife that? He's like, oh, absolutely not. So anyway,
just for the record, Oldsmobile shut down in 2004.
oh, there you go.
But they had a good run.
They had a good run.
They shut down in 2004. They opened as the Olds Motor Vehicle Company in 1897. So they had a good run.
Yeah. It's all right run.
Good little run.
Yeah.
Never drew in Florida, though.
Yeah.
The next match on this show is Greg Gagne in camo with Sergeant Slaughter at ringside against Mr. Electricity, Steve Regal.
Steve Regal. Not that Steve Regal.
No.
Blonde Steve Regal. Which Steven Regal in his book admits that he stole the name from the guy. He's like, yeah, that's a good name. But he never thought he'd come over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's like, I'll never come to America.
Steve Regal was a good worker.
Mr. Electricity? Yeah.
Yeah. And he's also one of those guys that died and nobody knew it till like a year later. Like
I didn't even know he was dead.
Yeah, he died, and then they were talking about him on Jim Cornette's show, and then through like some communication with somebody, then Jim Cornette and Brian Last found out that he died, and Jim Cornette's like, I didn't know he died, and then it was like he died like a year ago or whatever. I forget when this was, but yeah, he's passed on.
Didn't he? He made it to Vince as a jobber, didn't he?
I don't believe so. I know he made it to Crockett because he teamed up with Jimmy Garvin for a minute in Crockett, but I don't think he ever did work WWF.
I might have to look that up.
But Greg Gagne,
I was
going to say Greg Gagne's in camo, but he takes it all off, and then he's got yellow tights on underneath.
Which, hold on. Regal made his first appearance in the WWF on September 16th, 1986, teaming with Terry Gibbs against George Steele and the Junkyard Dog, which would be on Superstars of Wrestling. That's why I remember it now, because like I said, I found a guy that had a bunch of old superstars on YouTube. And I've just now gotten into 87, so that's why I remember seeing him on there. Yeah.
Well, all right then. Yeah. I have 86 superstars, but I haven't watched it in a while, so I guess I didn't notice when I watched it last, or just didn't remember. I didn't think he. But anyway, I guess he did work there for a minute.
And he left the WWF. This is what he says. According to Regal, he left the WWF due to rigorous travel schedule and to be at home with his family to preserve his health. In other words, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me. I ain't making no fucking money. Yeah. I'm coming home. But anyway, Peter Griffin, like you said, Gagne takes off his military stuff, his military fatigues or whatever, and he's wearing yellow tights. And Peter Griffin, did you notice what he said about Greg Gagne?
I know he said he was like wearing sissy colors or something.
Yeah, he said Greg Gagne is a sissy. He's wearing yellow. What a sissy boy! It's like, holy shit, man! Aren't you supposed to be like?
Listen, Peter.
No wonder Killer Kowalski's not saying anything. This guy's being the play-by-play guy and the heel. Like, what the fuck, man.
And then at one point, Greg Gagne does the, takes see, there you go. I did it. Takes Steve Regal's head and starts slamming into the turnbuckle, and Peter Griffin goes, bouncy, bouncy ball.
Yeah. I think this guy's drinking.
Yeah. Oh, every one of these guys smells like liquor and Old Spice.
Except Kowalski, because he was a teetotaler. But yeah, it's like, Yeah, he goes, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy ball. Like, fuck off.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, you fucking moron.
Yeah. And the
You
funny
ain't
thing is,
Tron guard, I'll tell you that, buddy.
the last AWA show we reviewed, but my joke during the show, well, it wasn't a joke, it was for real. But I was pretty positive I was drunk while I was watching it. I was completely sober watching this one and should have been drinking.
Yeah, this is a bad show. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you,
I'll tell you.
these shows that I wrote down, like, until you pick them, I don't watch them. Like, I haven't pre-watched any of these. You know what I mean? Because I want to watch them in the moment. But it's funny because I'm about to turn my page, and every once in a while I can tell when I started a show, not that drunk or not that without any beer in my system, because I have my normal handwriting, and if people don't know, I've been told I have pretty good handwriting, and it's really small and like legible. And then as I get going, like more my writing gets like sloppier, and like that happened with this show. Like, I was turning the page, it's like, oh no. But anyway,
Greg Gagne
Sissy
wins
Gagne.
this.
Yeah, Sissy Gagne wins with a high cross body over Mr. Electricity Steve Regal. And then we get some more commercials.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh,
Before we go to commercial, Peter Griffin then says something to the effect of, the promoter's son won this match. We should look into this. Like, the owner's son, or so. Yeah, he says like Gagne's like Mr. McMahon of 1985.
Yeah, it's like Kowalski's like, stop saying what we're all thinking. Like, shut the fuck up. We all think it, but we don't say it.
Right. All right. So commercials. Next commercial break.
Yes, we get newscast. News Center 5 is coming up after this. Local news at 11 o'clock or 11 o'clock is still a thing, but I think in like 10 years that won't even be a thing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only people who still watch it are boomers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just remember like the last time when Mom was still in Toledo and I was up there, and she was like, change the channel, the news is coming on. What? Okay.
Yeah, the people that still watch the 11 o'clock news are the people that comment on the 11 o'clock newscasters Facebook posts, like they're going to comment back to them.
Yeah.
They comment, so say the news guy's name's Charlie Johnson. They're like, we love you, Charlie. You always give us the best news, Charlie.
And he does answer back because he has nothing else going on, because he's just a local celebrity. Then we get Stop and Shop, which is a convenience store, and then it just says Cutler. They don't say what they do. And then Fava Shoes, and then Pittsburgh. I don't remember what they did. And then another Budweiser commercial. So that's what's going on there.
And then we get to see a lengthy feature of Sergeant Slaughter in his camo limousine.
Yes.
Checking out all the sights and scenes of Boston, the big landmarks of Boston, meeting the fans.
Yeah, he takes his privates out on the street. Which, when I say that, I mean they say, "Oh, there's Sergeant Slaughter with his Cobra Corps, his privates."
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite, like, tongue-in-cheek jokes from back in the day, when the fucking Mid-Atlantic and Slaughter's privates.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew what they were doing.
Every week, Bob Cotto would say it at least 10 times.
Yes.
Sergeant Slaughter's privates all over the place here.
Yes. And the Sergeant Slaughter's Cobra Clutch song is in the background. And I don't know if I should even say what I wrote down next. Sorry.
Well, you wrote it down. You might as well say it.
Well, because Sergeant Slaughter then is interviewed by do you remember the interview?
Mike Lynch.
No, he was interviewed by sorry, Slaughter did like a little bit of a bit with one of the a special needs
Yeah.
kid.
I wrote down the interview with
Okay.
Sergeant Slaughter and Joey. It's Joey.
Yeah, well, I wrote Slaughter interviewed and has. So yeah, the fucking Lynch guy was interviewing him, and Slaughter had Johnny No Legs with him. That's what I wrote down.
Yes.
Or Joey No Legs. Like, why did I write Joey No Legs? I didn't need to write that down.
Joey No Legs sounds like a gangster. Hey, don't mess with Joey No Legs.
Joey No Legs. He may not kick the shit out of you, but he punches really, really hard. I'll tell you what.
He'll knock you down, run you over. The next match. The next match on the show is Brad Reagans versus Billy Robinson. Billy Robinson. And for some reason, Billy Robinson is being managed by the Morning Zoo radio guys. What?
Yes.
My note says what?
And the one is dressed like Hunter Q. Robbins III before we even knew who Hunter Q. Robbins III was. And the other one's dressed like a 70s couch pillow. I think you're supposed to be Michael Jackson and an Ayatollah, but that's not what they look like.
They're running around the ring like a couple of fucking idiots. And
look like fucking assholes.
Apparently
These are the fucking pricks that are in the morning, like the Morning Zoo guys. It's like they say something, it's like woo, woo. Like that type of shit, like Hong Kong. It's like, oh my god. The fucking bottom of the barrel comedy.
Weather on the 10s.
Yeah. You know who else has some 10s? Oh. Fucking assholes.
Don't forget your umbrella. Yeah, but these two assholes are running around the ring while Billy Robinson and Brad Reagans are having a technical wrestling match, which the crowd does chant boring, and Peter Griffin says, "Wake me up when it's over."
Yeah, it's like because these guys are fucking good at their job.
Right, this is so fucking stupid. It's surreal. It's just surreal.
I guarantee Billy Robinson and Brad Reagans got to the back and like, God fucking damn it.
I guarantee you that if Vern Gagne had been there, he'd have been like, the Morning Zoo guys are not managing Billy Robinson.
Yeah, they managed Steve Regal.
Yeah. He'd have been like, I'm putting my goddamn foot down on this one.
Billy Robinson, man, like my favorite thing I ever saw with him was going back to Mid Atlantic. I liked when he was managed by Lord Alfred and he was called The System.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? And Billy and Lord Steve or Lord Alfred was like, "You can't beat the system."
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a fun little gimmick. I thought those two together. But this is, I think, had the possibility to be probably the second best match on the show, but the fucking
the shenanigans ruined it.
The Ayatollah Pillow and fucking Hunter Q. Jackson III fucking ruined it.
Well, and a lot of that like, and that's where this is like the show, and I get it. It's a charity show or whatever. So, like you said, it's a bought show, but a lot of what hinders a lot of what could be really good on this show too, match wise, is the matches they have to go way too short. They have all kind of outside shit going on with local media personalities. It just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's matches on the show that have potential to be fantastic matches.
Yeah, it's a nice little solid card that they put out here.
It's just it's like all this fucking shit going on around what could be a good
Yeah.
wrestling card.
It's a really fucking actually a pretty decent. It's a better card than the Brawl in St. Paul, I think.
Yes, I agree.
But
And you
anyway,
got Bob Backlund versus Larry Zbyszko, Billy Robinson versus Brad Reagans, fucking
Martel and Bach are about to come up.
Regal and Gagne. Yeah. But anyway, Reagans winds up winning this match with a backslide. And then Peter Griffin interviews the Morning Zoo clowns on the outside of the ring. They're talking about how they trained Billy Robinson for 2 weeks or whatever. What I was hoping would happen, even though because he's a good soldier, he just stood in the background behind him.
He would have kicked the shit out of him.
I was hoping he would have clocked him and beat the shit out of them or something. That would have at least made all of the bullshit worth it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, say what you want to say about him, but Mancow would have taken the ass kicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny. Mancow would have taken the ass.
Yeah. You know what the funniest thing Mancow ever did was? He called the restaurant that Ron Goldman worked at. You know?
Is that the
OJ Goldman?
Oh yeah, okay. The Nicole Simpson's boyfriend or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. He called that restaurant on air and was like, hey, I left my glasses there. You got somebody that can drop them off?
Jesus.
The person on the phone was like, fuck you.
That's fucking stiff.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, that fucking person on the other, like the person working there, didn't even hold back. They just said "fuck you" and hung up. But anyway,
oh man. Up next on this show, we have an interview in the back. Our Mike Lynch interviewing Nick Bockwinkle on his upcoming AWA title match with Rick Martel. And
he wants his title back.
He wants his title back. He says that Martel is the champion. He's been the champion for a year and a half, but he didn't beat me for it. And I want my championship back. I was the champion for 8 years. He's very much Nick Bockwinkle. He's very consistent, even though all the fucking baloney's going on around him.
I think he might even say he may be your champion, but he's not my champion or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good.
And then, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, then we get commercials, but I didn't know if you had more on the box commercial, on the box promo or not.
Nope.
So the commercials we get are Snuggle Bear again, who the more I watch Snuggle Bear, the more I notice like his face was like a little droopy. So I'm like, does Snuggle Bear have like
Down syndrome?
And no, not Down syndrome. Like, I thought he had like the Jim Ross thing. Like, does Snuggle Bear have Bell's palsy? Like, did he fall asleep with the fan on? What happened to Snuggle Bear? I didn't think Snuggle Bear had Down syndrome.
It's like he's like, I'm Snuggle Bear. How down are you for good smelling laundry?
He should have, if he had Down syndrome, he would have been selling the other fabric softener. Downy.
Anybody else got Downey syndrome? I don't know why I've got him talking like that too. Anyway, poor Snuggle.
And Snuggles got Down syndrome. What the fuck? But hey, I was just saying he had Bell's palsy. But anyway, then we. Can bears even get Down syndrome? Is like Down syndrome just completely a person disease, or like can a dog get it?
I don't think you can have like a dog with Down syndrome. No.
Because a dog can get cancer. You know?
Yeah.
Or go blind, or what? I don't know. I might have to Google if animals get Down syndrome. But excuse me. The next thing is you would have been how old in 1985? How old were you in 1985?
7.
So you would have been wanting this shit because it's a Burger King commercial and they got He-Man cups.
Yeah. You know what? I want to say something.
It's pretty gay now.
I want to say no. I want to say that 10-year-old me is finally 37 years later or whatever. No, not even 10-year-old me. 9-year-old me or whatever is finally getting satisfaction because we were so disappointed by that hunk of shit He-Man movie in 1987. That hunk of fucking shit that only spent like 10 minutes on Eternia, and they made it into like a buddy cop fucking movie or whatever. This new He-Man movie that's coming out in June looks fucking amazing. I am so excited for it. But anyway,
I haven't even seen anything about it.
Oh, it looks so good. It's like the He-Man movie I wanted it to be when I was 9, you know?
Is it like an actual live action He-Man movie?
Yes, it is.
Who plays He-Man?
Some guy whose name I don't know. Idris Elba's playing Man-at-Arms, but I don't know the kid's name that's playing He-Man, but the movie looks very good. It looks like I said, it looks like an actual fucking He-Man movie and not that shit show turd fucking thing. Even as a 9-year-old kid, I was like, like that was a turd. That movie's fucking terrible. And when they showed you the previews, they only showed like the scenes from Eternia with Skeletor and He-Man. They didn't show you the stupid other hour and 20 minutes where it was going to be a fucking take place on Earth. And they made up a character instead of actually having Otho. Anyway, whatever. I'm being mean or I'm being mad about something that happened 40 years ago. But anyway, yes, the He-Man Burger King cups.
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. I was trying to look it up while you're talking. Yeah, I don't no idea who he is. He's a fucking no idea who the guy is. But anyway, hopefully it works out. So,
and if it doesn't, you just have to be like Buddha Khan, new Buddha Khan. I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, sorry that happened. And then something for the I didn't write down what this was, but it was Pen Ligator. I don't know. And then the aforementioned TJ Maxx.
Yes.
So Burger King's still around, Budweiser's still around, TJ Maxx is still around, Snuggle's still around, but they got rid of the bear for reasons that we just found out. We gotta get rid of him. And oh, good.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, and then we roll into what's probably the best. I want to say the best match on the show because it's something. I mean, it wasn't much time, but they actually did give it some time.
Yes. What I wrote down was this was a great. Essentially, it's Bockwinkle and Martel in an AWA championship match. Good match. It went to a time limit draw of 10 minutes because this match apparently on this show only had a 10-minute time limit. And I wrote down this was the great first 10 minutes of a 30-minute match.
Yes. And during the match, the ring announcer says that the Bach got hit in his tum-tum. Okay, in his tum-tum.
His tum-tum. And he also says that at one point in the match, he rates the match a 2 out of 10 so far.
Because you're a fucking idiot. You're a snuggle bear. Sorry. But anyway, you know that the snuggle bear comment out. But the match is really good. And I don't want to say it. Like, I don't think Ricky Martel should have ever been. I don't think he would have ever been WWF champion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think at some point in his career, I think Rick Martel should have at least had a little bit of like an IC run or something.
No, I agree. Actually, personally, I have thought many times in the past that it would have been better, and not that I don't like Jacques Rougeau, but I thought it would have been better if Rick Martel was the Intercontinental Champion between Bret Hart and Roddy Piper in '92.
Yeah, but that one would have made me mad because it only would have been 7 days.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and it could have been. I mean, it could have been a little bit longer. I'm just saying, like at some point, he would have been, like you said. I agree with you. I think at some point in any of his run, especially as the model, he should have got at least a short run with the Intercontinental title, just to say he was the IC champ at one point.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big statement coming from me, and because you know how I feel about this guy. Like, I think I think he could have been possibly a little bit of a better Intercontinental champion than Rude. Even though Rude wasn't even Intercontinental champion very long.
I don't disagree.
But I don't know. Because I'm a bigger Rick Rude fan than I am a Rick Martel fan, just off character and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I base Rude also more off his WCW. How do I say it? Like, I base my fandom of Rick Rude more off his non-WWF run.
Oh, yeah, I'm the same way.
Than I do his time there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense.
Yeah.
I just think Rick Rude was used great in the WWF, don't get me wrong, but I think he's one of the most underutilized guys in that locker room of that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know if it's because he was just kind of a get along guy, and maybe he wasn't the greatest promo in the world.
Honestly, he was Rude was better in WCW than WWF. And I definitely think that Martel, especially like the model character, was over as a heel. You know, and during that time frame where he had that character, it was funny because they were always doing something with him. Like, he always had a program going.
That's what I'm saying. He always was in the mix, and he was always doing stuff. He was kind of like the heel Jake Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he always had something going on.
Kind of a gatekeeper.
But he was they would just never pull the trigger on it for some reason.
But yeah, like Aaron said,
I was just gonna say it's a time of draw. There's no ending to it, so
no,
there's nothing to speak of the finish.
We get. Let me see here. I kind of have a rapid fire thing here. I didn't write anything down about They kind of have a rapid fire kind of things with interviews with people. Like, they do an interview with Greg Gagne. They do an interview with Alan Dershowitz, of all people. Apparently that weekend he wasn't on Epstein Island. I'm sorry, this is 85.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long Epstein's run was. It might have started in '85.
Um,
How long was the Epstein run?
yeah, a little run, a little running. He
Just
he
saying,
ran his own island.
yeah. I mean, um, I put
Lawler
the
liked it. Sorry.
Vince is probably. I mean, get Jeff about Vince on the Wednesday night. I did think about if a new because somebody said, "Oh, Vince is gonna come back to the WWE." Like Vince is coming back. And I thought of like his No Chance song. I was like, "No pants." Just like, well, Vince, no pants, no pants, Chanel. You got no pants. Anyway, um, I put Bill Burr's uncle interviewed Bob Newhart's nephew. So apparently he interviewed some guy that looked like Bob Newhart, and he was the mayor. I don't know. And yeah, like you said, Alan Dershowitz, he's interviewed. Greg Gagne does some PR for the AWA and MDA, and we get commercials for Sunoco, Soloflex, Budweiser, and the GAMC, whatever that is. I don't know if it was GAMC or if I abbreviated something.
Might have been GMAC. At one point, they were called GMAC, General Motors Auto Corporation or something.
Okay, that's probably what I wrote down. I just fucked it up. But there was a lot of shit going on. It was like a fucking AWA Pulp Fiction.
And then I put down until I kind of figured out what was going on. I thought the ring announcer was having a stroke because he just starts singing "Happy Birthday," and then he's screaming "Happy Birthday!" He's like George Vanatino.
Happy birthday.
Until I realized they were talking about it being Slaughter's birthday and they had a big cake. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
This guy's just yelling happy birthday and yelling this name, George
Happy
Vanatino, who apparently
birthday.
made the cake. I don't.
I have no idea. It's either a gas leak or they're all drunk.
A little bit of both. Yeah, I was like, ring announcer guy, birthday, stroking out.
He's the one that got hit off the ring by the Road Warriors. That's why I said they didn't bring him back till the end of the show. So he might have a mild concussion. This fucking animal fucked him up.
Oh man! And then Slaughter comes out. They have a gigantic birthday cake for Slaughter that apparently this George Fantino guy made. And then before Zukov comes out, there's some other old guy outside the ring. That's why I put the Rotary Club thing. Because I'm like, they're just passing the fucking mic around to a bunch of old guys outside the ring. Because then some other old guy's like, it's Sergeant Slaughter versus Boris Zukov.
Happy birthday.
Ah, shit. What a shit show.
Yeah.
The Boris Zukov is in the ring. They play the Russian anthem. Larry Sharp is his manager for the evening, which is because I'm pretty sure at this time Zukov's manager was actually Adnan Al-Casey, but maybe he couldn't make the show. So since Larry Sharp's out in the East Coast anyway.
Yeah, and he was wearing like a.
He stole it out. Honestly, it looked like he stole an outfit from Buck Zumhofe.
Yeah, velvet jumpsuit or something.
I know he trained a lot of people, but as far as like a wrestler and a promo, I'm actually not a Larry Sharp fan at all. I mean, he was obviously a good trainer. He turned out a lot of talent, but
yeah,
to watch him or whatever, I've never been entertained by Larry Sharp.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say about like there's not much to this match. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking either guy because Boris Zukov, he was I almost said Buck Zumov because he's
Buck
right about
Zukov. Buck
Buck
Zukov.
Zukov. He's a
The Russian rapist Buck Zukov.
The Russian pervert Buck Zukov. Boris Zukov wasn't a terrible worker, and I think Slaughter sometimes gets painted in not a bad light, but sometimes people just think about like when he came back, you know, and he wasn't even bad when he came back to the WWF, but it was a different Bob Slaughter. You know what I mean? But like 70s Slaughter and like this era Slaughter was a good fucking worker for a big dude, in my opinion. And
whether nobody can ever deny whether a face or a heel he got the heat he was supposed to get.
Yeah,
he was always over.
And if Terry Barella would have just been like, I'm just gonna keep drinking beer and playing bass guitar and hanging out on the beach, it would have been Bob Slaughter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like if, to put it in like, and I know it's not modern anymore, but it's almost like if Steve Austin wouldn't have been where he was at that point and taken off like he did, Ken Shamrock would have been the biggest wrestler in the world.
That was what they were shooting for. Yeah, that's what they were shooting.
And then Steve Austin showed up and they're like, fuck that guy. We got this one. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately for Ken Shamrock, he signed into the WWF at the same time that Austin was really getting heated up.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you treat me like a dog and you expect me to smile.
Yeah, they wanted nothing to do with Steve. They thought nothing of it, but they looked at Ken Shamrock as this multimedia guy, and he's the world's strongest man. He's this, that, and the other thing, which is perfectly fine. And I know it's two totally different things, but if Hogan wouldn't have came around, Sergeant Slaughter would have been the guy, the man. You know what I mean? And you can see it here because like at this point, Slaughter, I think, is the second biggest face or whatever, baby face in professional wrestling behind Hogan. Marketability wise, on a mainstream aspect. Like JYD is in there and guys
the only thing that is a variable in there is if Hogan doesn't come along, the G.I. Joe thing is still going to happen. So is that still a sticking point? Is that still a sticking point?
No, I think Vince probably would have been a little more
accepting of that situation.
Because it would have been like, okay, I will accept that because I need you. But it's like, I don't need you now. I got Hulk. You know what I mean? So either cut me in or get the fuck out because I don't need you. But
like Aaron said, this match, I mean, there was nothing special about it, but it was fine. It was the American hero versus the Russian, which is all it was meant to be at a charity event. So Slaughter and Zukov delivered what they were supposed to deliver. Again, I'll probably never watch this match again, but it was fine.
I'll watch the show again. Like, I deleted it from my watch history. Like, I'm never gonna watch.
I don't want that in my algorithm.
So I'm never gonna watch this thing again.
It's like my fucking. I don't know if I've ever said it on the show to broadcast it out. Like my strong black woman algorithm on YouTube. Have you ever told you about that?
No.
So okay, we wanted to watch. We were going to watch a movie on Blu-ray, right? So I had switched the TV over from the HDMI that the Roku stick is on to the HDMI that the PS5 is on, so we could watch this fucking Blu-ray.
Okay.
And I think I had accidentally oops, I thought I hit play on my remote instead of my controller. Anyway, it turned out while we were watching this movie on the Blu-ray, on the Roku stick, I had accidentally started playing a movie on Tubi that was like about strong black women of some kind of thing, like a strong black woman kind of movie, like a powerful black lady kind of
like Diary of a Strong Black Woman. Like, was
something
were you watching Tyler Perry movies on
something
your TV?
something like that. That it was playing on the other frequency while we were watching the movie on Blu-ray. So for the longest time after that, in my algorithm, Tubi thought that I wanted to watch movies about powerful black women, so it was always suggesting
There's nothing wrong with that.
you might like this Angelica Houston movie.
Yeah. You want to watch Waiting to Exhale? No, I don't.
But no, I just that's the algorithm thing made me think of that. Kendall thinks that's fucking hilarious. But anyway,
Well, that happened to me with Netflix when they first started streaming shit, like in its infancy. Because I watched the first thing I ever watched on the first two movies I ever watched on Netflix was Toy Story 2, and before that I watched The Birdcage.
oh yeah.
Okay, because The Birdcage is fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
One of the funniest movies of all time. Top 5 comedies of all time.
One of the greatest movies ever made. Some goddamn candy. Like, it's got some of my favorite lines in it. Like, that was one of the things.
No, I just never realized John Wayne walked like that.
But it's still me, just with a one little difference. Well, not so much. But anyway,
even at the end when they get married, they don't show him, but in the background you hear Nathan Lane go,
yeah. Meet me on the corner. This and this. Yeah, right, buddy. Like, even the limo driver gets a fucking good line in it.
Dinner is served. Hank Azaria and the fucking shoes.
Yeah, dinner is served. But I watched that movie, okay?
And then Netflix thought you were gay.
Yeah, because like after I did it did like an algorithm, and algorithm was still in its infancy of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The streaming. So like I watched The Birdcage, and then Netflix later was like suggested. So I'm like, okay. It's like, would you like to watch Long-Term Companion?
Hey, Agador,
and it was like
Spartacus.
2 dudes
hey, Agador Spartacus, would you like to watch Long-Term Companion?
Yeah. It's like, would you like to watch Long-Term Companion? And it was like 2 dudes nuzzling on a beach. I'm like, I got no problem with that, but no, I don't want to watch that.
I do not. That is not my Sunday afternoon viewing. Yeah.
I'm good. But like when you were talking about non-wrestling stuff or whatever, and doing like the high five, low five thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought about if we ever want to take a break from wrestling, like favorite movie quotes, because I watched another one of my favorite movies of all time is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Mm-hmm.
And that movie has millions, and well, I shouldn't say millions. It has like 20 of my favorite quotes ever, or lines in a movie. Like, I love when like John Goodman picks up the toad and like he throws it up against the tree, and they think their buddy had turned into a toad. You know, like they thought the sirens turned him into it, and then they see him in the movie theater. He's like, "We thought he was a toad," because he can't yell in the movies. He's like, "What? We thought he was a toad." It's one of my favorite fucking scenes. But I love after they record their record and they're leaving, and he's like, and Papio Dale or whatever shows up because he wants to like campaign on the radio. He goes, "Hey man, the feller in there will give you $10 and record a record album." He's like, I ain't here to record no record album, you dumb cracker." Fucking cracker, you dumb cracker. He cracks me up every fucking time. We thought he was a toad. You shouldn't put any of this on this show, but it's so that fucking movie's great.
Everything stays. But the show itself, again, Slaughter wins.
Yeah.
They have a brawl after the match where Zukov tries to attack him, but Slaughter fights the evil Russian off. And that's pretty much that.
I'm a Dapper Dan man, god damn it.
I'm a Dapper Dan man.
God damn it. Stay out of the woodworks. Sorry.
But this show, like we were talking about, the talent on the show is all talent.
It's a very good structured card.
It's a potentially very good wrestling card, which was completely ruined by the fact that it was a charity show.
In front of non-wrestling fans.
Hosted by non-wrestling fans.
And had one wrestling personality on the entire broadcast, and it was fucking Cottonmouth Killer.
Yes. So it's funny because overall, the funny thing is, I can say that this show would be called an entertaining dud because of the comedic factor and the talent involved in the wrestling matches. I never was like, oh God, is this ever going to be over? Like it didn't make me mad, and I didn't want it to be over. I wasn't like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is a chore watching this. Because again, it's like I always say, and I know Aaron isn't a horror movie fan, but I always say a bad horror movie just becomes a comedy movie, So it's that's kind of the way I look at this. This was a shitty, it was a shitty thing, but it was entertaining. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
It was a good wrestling show,
wrapped in a train wreck.
Presented in kind of a half-ass shitty way.
Yes.
Like, I don't think, how do I say it? Like, I don't think the commentator was trying to be a shithead about like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the guy was like a fan of wrestling. Like, I don't think he was trying to. He
thought he was being entertaining.
He was doing a good job. Yeah, he thought he was doing a good job.
Yes.
Like, I don't think he was being disrespectful to professional. I don't think any of the guys on the thing were being disrespectful to professional.
Yeah, wrestling. They just had no fucking idea what they were doing.
They had no fucking idea what they were doing.
It's like, it's like if they plopped me down to run a McDonald's shift tonight, I wouldn't know what the fuck I was doing, and people would get shitty food. Service would be terrible, but I'd be trying.
Be like, put the fries in your tum-tum.
Have a tushy sit.
Yeah, sit on your tushy. Have a tushy seat. So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't think they were shitty to the business or disrespectful to it. It's like, they just didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was like a show of 7 Rob Bartletts.
And that's what happens. That's what happens quite a bit in the wonderful world, the wonderful, wacky world of professional wrestling. Yes. I always say I always tell people who are like, you like pro wrestling? I always say, you know what? There is nothing in the entire world of entertainment like fucking professional wrestling. Yes, nope. I like professional wrestling. And there's nothing like professional wrestling.
There's no form of entertainment like professional wrestling. And the reason that it shows is because you could take the greatest performer in the world and put them in the middle of it, and they won't know how to do it.
Yeah. I have no idea what the fuck
You know what I
they're
mean?
doing.
They have no idea what they're doing. And the people in it will make them look like a fucking piece of shit, or they can make them look like a fucking $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends on how well you respect me right now. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right, we're gonna sign off here for this week's edition of the We Can't Wrestle podcast. Aaron, remind me and the listeners of what show we're gonna be watching for next week's episode.
It's going to be the NWA Grand Slam 1993.
So this is the Dennis Coraluzza NWA.
Yes, and it's a show booked by Dennis Coraluzza, but it's like booked as the NWA's this version of the NWA's first venture into Minnesota.
I can't escape the AWA.
Yes. So it's not this AWA crop, but like I was looking at the card and like Brad Reagans is on it, Jerry Lynn's on it. If anybody is old enough to remember, this is a jewel of a show because it was a big tape trader thing, because this show has the 1-2-3 Kid versus Sabu.
Nice.
And the main event will be Road Warrior Hawk versus Terry Funk. So
all right.
Going on.
Well, we will be reviewing that next week on the show. Stay tuned. And until then, as always, if you like the show, let everybody know. Let any wrestling fan, especially old school wrestling fans, know about the We Can't Wrestle podcast, and that they can listen anywhere they find their favorite podcasts, or even at the WrestleNet Radio podcast, the WrestleNet Radio Podcast Network page on YouTube. But until next week, yep. Motley Cruz. We will see you all next time around here on the We Can't Wrestle podcast. Have a great week, everybody.